Both cameras rolling. Check, check. Marty's ready, and you're good to go.
Alright, what is your name?
What is your name? My name is Marty W.
How long have you been medicating?
And how long I've been medicating?
I'm sorry. You're not going to believe this. I'm actually picking that up.
What?
The chair squeaking. Nobody else can hear it, can I? I'm crazy, I know. No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Alright.
Start where you are.
How long have you been medicating?
I've been medicating since about last November 2010. Of 2011, I'm sorry.
Why do you medicate?
Well, the reason I medicate is I suffer, I've been for years having nausea and vomiting, and doctors don't know why. I think it's all the medicine I'm on. But last November, I ended up in the hospital. My calcium was over 17. I was dehydrated and kidney failure, and I had such severe nausea and vomiting that I couldn't hardly keep any food down. And so I was put in the hospital, and when I was sent home, I still had the severe nausea and vomiting. And they gave me medicine for it, but the medicine they gave me wouldn't hardly even touch it. And I don't know about anybody else, but I cannot function when I'm nauseated. I just, you know, and I found out that cannabis is absolutely terrific for this. And so I started medicating myself when the nausea would hit, and it would help me to be able to eat and to function and to be able to have a form, you know, somewhat of a life, where before I was just more or less homebound. So I couldn't, the medicine just didn't work.
Can you explain your different illnesses and what you have and how marijuana helps you?
Do you want a drink? Okay. Don't worry about it. No problems. You can start off.
The different illnesses that I have a rare disease called dermatomyositis, and it's in the lupus family, and 5 in 1 million get it, and it attacks all your organs and all your muscles, and almost died from that. I'm bipolar, and I have COPD, and also when I medicate with cannabis, it opens up my lungs. I can breathe better, which, you know, is a godsend. And so I've been really, because of all this, the doctors don't know why I have the nausea. And my doctor, my GI doctor, knows that I medicate with cannabis. And he says, go for it. If the medicine doesn't work, he tells me, you know, well, go ahead and, you know, use the cannabis, which I do, because it's the only thing that works.
So how specifically does it help with your medical conditions?
Well, with my COPD, it helps me breathe better. It helps with the nausea. It takes away the nausea, so I can eat and function and do things. And with the bipolar, it just makes me feel better. So,
what are some of the side effects of using medical cannabis?
The only side effect I can think of is sometimes I'll just get sleepy, which to me, because I suffer from anxiety and everything, is sometimes really good. If I can't sleep at night, sometimes I'll smoke a little cannabis, and it relaxes me enough where I can go to sleep. So it helps me a lot that way sometimes too.
Why did you decide to start using? Why did you decide to start using?
the reason I started to start using cannabis was because the doctors hadn't been able to help me. None of the medicines they have given me for my nausea and COPD help that well. And the cannabis does. It opens up my lungs. It takes away the nausea. And I'm able to function and to, I don't know, feel like a normal human being.
What does your family and friends think of you using medical marijuana? You can take a drink if you would like to first.
My friends, they know I use cannabis for these reasons, and they're fine with it. It doesn't bother them a bit. My family, I think they know, but it's never been really talked about with my family. But I don't think that they mind at all, you know, because they know how much I've suffered with all this over the years. And so, you know, they're fine with it.
Why do you want medical marijuana legalized?
I want medical marijuana to be legalized because it does so many good things for people. And I've heard that it can cure cancer and all sorts of things like that. And to me, I think it's ridiculous if it, you know, makes you breathe better, takes away nausea, you know, can cure some types of cancers, and, you know, do marvelous things like this. It just baffles me why it's not looked into and researched and legalized so people don't have to suffer. And I know, like, at my age, I don't want to go to jail, you know, and I think it's absolutely wrong.
Why do you think it's been illegal for over half a century?
I don't know, the ignorance of people, but I don't know. I think nowadays a lot of it has to do with money. The big drug companies, you know, they lose a lot of money, I think. And so that's one of the reasons. But I also think that it could make a lot of money and produce jobs for the states that grow it, are allowed to grow it and produce the cannabis that's needed.
Have you ever experienced any difficulties dealing with the black market to get your medication?
Have I ever experienced any difficulty on the black market? No, I've been lucky that way. I've been lucky so far. So.
All right.
Do you usually get your own? Do you have people do it for you?
I usually get my own. I get my own. I have a person that I know, and if anything would happen to that person, I don't know what I'd do. But I get my own.
Do you participate in any form of activism? Do you participate in any form of activism?
I've just started to get to be join activists with this. Up until I got sick last November, I really didn't know all that cannabis can do. And now that I know, I have been looking into being joining activist groups and trying to help to get this legalized so that people don't have to live in fear. And then it can help so many more people. And, with the research and everything, it should be legalized.
How do you medicate?
I usually, I either use a pipe or a vaporizer.
Have you ever been hassled by law enforcement?
I've been lucky. I've never been hassled by law enforcement. I've had some friends that have been, but luckily I've been fortunate. And I just think it's wrong, you know, to tear somebody's life up for cannabis. Because to me it's more helpful than anything.
Have you been able to replace any of the drugs that the doctors give you with marijuana?
Haven't been able to replace drugs doctors give me with cannabis. Unfortunately, not yet. Some of the medicines I was taking for the nausea, I don't have to take anymore, because I just use the cannabis if I get really nauseated. And because that works better than the medicine anyway.
And what are some of the side effects?
I really don't notice any side effects of cannabis, other than it makes me sleepy sometimes. But to me, that's kind of a good side effect, because I don't sleep well a lot of times, and I just smoke a little cannabis, and it relaxes me enough where I can go to sleep. So I really haven't noticed any bad side effects.
Are you finding any difficulty in the way that you choose to do cannabis, vaporizing or smoking?
Well, lately I've had a slight lung infection, so any smoking has been kind of hard, but not really. I don't find any problem with it. And
do you have any other preferred methods you'd like to try?
I've heard about, you know, cannabis butter and, you know, things like that, and I'd really like to try that, and maybe get away from some of the smoking. But I don't want to get too far away from it, because it does help me breathe better. So I would just like to try some of these other forms.
Anything else you'd like to add today, Marty?
I just think people ought to get knowledgeable about this. And too many people are living under, you know, the old way that it's bad and it's illegal, and, you know, it's like they have a closed mind to it. And I would really like to see the public be educated on what cannabis can really do for the health of people. I really would. So.
That was perfect.
Did a great job.
Did I?
Appreciate it. Yeah. We can cut. You're good. You can